I feel like you give off an energy that you know what you're talking about. But if I was like, what formation should we go in, Ali? You'd be like,
I'd be like, Beyonce.
Beyonce, get information, reformation.
Okay, ladies, now let's get information. Okay, ladies, now let's get information.
Hey, it's the time of the day for two quiz.
It's like, she's not here. I'm on my own.
Sorry, I did leave you hanging there because I was trying to find our joint account's password.
Yeah, so we've got good afternoon, good evening. First things first, good evening. Hello everybody. Hello Sports with a Lot. So we're supposed to have Helen join us from Foudys, but Helen has just realised that she's been suspended. So we're trying to work out how to get her onto our secret extra account from when I was suspended.
It's hilarious because I was like, what has Arbon done? Sorry, I'm just sorting out my lighting because it was like Tresbat. So sorry, everyone. So sorry.
Someone's put not the Barca and Arsenal kit clash.
Yeah, we're wearing these to represent Foudys because these are from Foudys.
So we straight away had someone come up saying, hi and thank you. Oh, someone called Aladdin wants to go live with me. Sorry, no. And thank you from the parents of Thornaby under 15s girls football team. Thank you for the support. We're going to talk about that later. So do stay tuned because we're going to get Helen's thoughts if we do manage to work out how to get her onto this.
It'll be a process.
Slow.
Quite nice, Ali. It reminded me of when we first started our lives and the chaos of like 2 minutes beforehand being like, I just moved my chair backwards, by the way. I didn't fart. That was my chair. Just like the tech issues being back, it made me reminisce.
No, it's nostalgia. If anything, it's just nostalgia.
Yeah.
Holly said the long sleeve on the Arsenal shirt is such a big slay, and I said the same thing when we just spoke.
Yeah, I've never had a long sleeve, but here it is.
I'm interested.
Because I always get chilly. I'm like chilly sitting in the stands. Guess who I have on my back?
Oh no. No, it can't be Miedemar. I was like, oh no.
You knew it was going to be, and this is the exact thing I had. I was like, well, it's obviously going to be Viv Miedemar. And then I had to be like...
Wiban Moy.
Honey, you know me so well. Those are always my top two choices. It's the... I lost you. So sorry. It's the shoulders. Those girls.
The chaos.
Howdy, Arbon. Arbon, why are you suspended from going live on the Foudys account?
Yeah, you've caused a ruckus.
You have, and we sussed you out.
I am interested to know why. Did you manage to find the password for the other account?
I did, yeah, I sent it. Arbon said, laughing my arse off. We see you for who you are.
Oh dear.
So we start our section with updates on life or things that have happened.
I feel like I haven't seen you in ages, but is that true?
It's really true, actually. We haven't seen each other obviously we see each other, I realised this morning, I see you more facially than anyone I potentially see other than my mum, like FaceTiming wise. And socially, because I don't socialise. You and I FaceTime every night, or every Monday technically, at least.
Yeah, and then we probably FaceTime about 3 times throughout the week as well.
Just like prep talks, just chatting.
But also, if I'm trying to say something and it's just not coming out, I'll just ring you.
Well, this is exactly this is literally me after sending you 4 voice notes that just went, yeah, and I'm trying to, oh, sorry, oh, fuck, I don't know what I'm just gonna, I'll call you.
I'll be absolutely honest, I hated those voice notes so much.
No, I'm so sorry. I really need to learn not to do multitasking.
Okay, do you want to hear my funny thing that I said I'd save to tell you?
I do.
Okay, right, so Katie, not McCabe, my girlfriend, for anyone wondering, she came to watch me play netball just now. So, playing a game, it was a sunny night, great evening, and she's watching, and usually she is enjoying the game, but she was really enjoying the game. Like, every time I looked over, she was smiling, like smiling, and I was like, what's going on? End of the game, she comes over and she's like, I've done something really good. And I was like, what have you done? And she's like, you'll find out. And the thing is, I think in reality, she really did want me to find out when she actually managed to finalise the thing. But she also can't keep anything to herself when she's excited. she'd done. So you know how I do match day vlogs of the football games when we go.
Oh, stop it!
She's done a match day vlog of my netball game. So I got her in the corner of the netball court, being like, "Let's go, Cars!"
Oh. I love her. She's so full of love, that girl.
I know. I can't wait to see it. I saw like the first 20 seconds, and it's got a lot to give. A lot to give.
Lauren said that's so adorable. Liv said, "Twins or what?" I scrolled past quickly and had to come back because I thought you were twins. Twin. Well, to be fair, we both got our little like updos. We're in our football kit now.
Yeah, we are football twins. But yes, I'm excited for the little.
Where can the fans find this match day vlog? Is what people want.
Well, she has a private account, but she has said that she is going to download it and send it to me for posting because she's very excited. Although I will say today my netball outfit really did clash with the bibs, and I'm not down for it. So if you just move past that.
Disgusting. Ali Flan is in the house. She said the jerseys is such a slay.
Hello, Ali Flan.
Hello, Ali Flan.
Ali Flan moving to the UK soon.
Yeah, Ali Flan, you need to update us because I've seen this. Hello, I've got a place to rent. So you're, and I was like, honey, why are you renting? Are you renting out a place? Is that because you're coming here? What's the vibe?
End of June was the word on the grapevine from what I.
End of June was the word on the grapevine.
That's what I've heard. Someone said, "Who's on the back of your shirt, Courtney?" We've already covered this, but we'll go again.
I'll go again, and I can't just say the name. Obviously, first was Viv Miedemar, but then I went with second.
Woman boy.
My gal.
Anyone with a long neck and a bit of bad posture, it's all yours.
Oh, yummy.
Did you see? Someone's put, did Ali see Leah's Q&A in Oxford? I didn't, but did you see? I've seen snippets.
I've seen snippets too. I saw the snippet of which Ali Flan shared, which was someone saying like, "Oh, what do you say when people are like, oh yeah, you're good for a girl?" And she was like, "Well, I'll just swear at them." And I was like, "Go on, Leah."
It's like,
Go on.
I do feel though, because I was at Oxford Pride at the weekend, and then she was at Oxford today. So basically, we were in the same place at the same time.
I heard she saw on your Insta that you went to Oxford Pride, and she went.
I heard that's why she booked it. Yeah.
Yeah, it was like a last minute thing.
Yeah, thank you. That's what I thought too.
Cheers, baby.
Okay, so in 2 minutes we have our very special player profile. It's not really a player, but it is a player. She plays football, but it's a bit different. So shall I say what our thought process was with this one?
Yes, go on.
So it's Pride Month. We're continuing with our Pride Month specials. And we thought this time we'd do a queer woman in football. Not necessarily a player, but we've got Helen Hardy, who is the owner of Foudys. Founder, Foudys.
Yo, I don't know, like all the big names.
All the things. She's just the Foudys. She's Mrs. Foudys. And we met Helen. When did we meet Helen the first time? The WNL final, when we went to watch Newcastle United versus #United. And she caught us running out onto the pitch into the.
Well, no, initially she caught us asking everyone, "Can we take this food?"
Oh yeah, that was.
And you and I were trying to get hot chocolate and be like, "Sorry, can we take this chicken? Is this chicken ours, or is
we
this
allowed this chicken and couscous? Is this for grabs?
The amount of people we asked, "Excuse me, is this chicken and couscous our chicken and couscous, or is it someone else's couscous?" And there's only so many times I can fucking say couscous before people start to go, "Get that girl out of here."
And they were very, I think, happy. They were like, "You've got a media pass. The food's for media. Take the food." But this one.
Are you sure?
You sure? This one?
This couscous. This one that looks really good with the couscous. And I'm like,
Some say it was imposter syndrome. I don't know.
some say just like the word couscous.
Couscous. Yeah, and then since then we took part in the Week and Her event with Helen, which was it Nike, Foudys?
No, you got the order wrong.
Foudys, Nike, the FA.
The FA. That's the right order.
That's the right order. Where it was all about keeping girls in football. There was a tournament, was it 40 girls football teams?
Yeah, 40 teams.
All aged 11 to 15. And we basically went and just got schooled by a load of girls on how to play football.
And what's crazy is like they were better than us, and yet by our aggression and competitive nature, you would think we were great. Arben said 450 participants in total.
Good to
We were
know.
very competitive.
We can fact check.
Shall
Right. Try and see if we can add Helen, but I don't know how else is going to go.
Okay, Helen, are you ready? We have to talk.
She's not in mine. I don't know if she's in yours.
Not in mine. but I don't know if she's in mine actually. I can't see. But Helen. Oh wait, she can't co-host. It says no co-host access. Didn't you have this when we first tried to add you?
So what we've done is we've given Helen our backup account, which is the Two Queers Some Idea from when I got banned from Sausage Gate.
No,
if anyone
because her
remembers.
Miss Foudys account supposedly works, and I can see she's doing a live as
Wow.
Mrs. Foudys, but I can't invite her. It just says no co-host access. So classic, the tech issues are back. Everyone's like, this is reminding me of the past. Yeah. Okay, guys, we've got. Oh, we can't have her as a guest because we're both also on a thing. Mrs. Foudys, what do I do? Well,
Okay, so if I go as a guest, then you can do it.
yes. Or I'll go as a guest on yours, I don't mind.
But does that leave me with some exceptional responsibilities to add you?
Yes. Do you want to come into mine or do you want me to come into yours?
I'm stressed.
I've got Helen on mine if you just want to hop onto mine, but it's completely up to you.
I'll hop onto yours. So what do I do? Leave, and then
just go onto my live and I'll add you both as a guest. Fucking hell. 9:45, guys. Come on, we got this. Okay. No, Helen, are you listening on two devices?
I'm 34 years old. I do not know what I'm doing, Courtney.
you need to mute one of them.
Oh my god, guys. I'm trying my best over here. Is that better?
Yeah. No.
What do I do?
Oh,
Oh, wait. Helen, there's no echo.
No way.
Yes way.
Yeah!
you done it.
Amazing. What did you do?
Nothing. I just moved on to another phone.
Oh, good work. Slay.
The whole chaos of this. Well, everyone, welcome,
I'm so
Helen.
sorry.
Okay, right. I'm so glad we got here in the end.
I'm just so sorry. I'm just so
You know who we should
sorry.
blame? Arben. It's all
Yeah.
Arben's fault.
It is all Albin's fault.
Arvin, we wouldn't be in this mess if I could have accessed this via the Foudys account.
Exactly. If we didn't find out 5 minutes before we logged on.
It was actually 3 minutes before we logged on. 3.
Oh,
It was
Helen,
stressful
what shirt
enough,
are you
innit?
wearing? Holly loves it.
This is the warm-up top from the 2022 Euros. Don't know whether you know, Holly, but we won it, baby.
Oh my
Did
god! Not sure if you know if you.
Spoiler alert. There's no warning.
If you don't know, now you know.
Well, going back, obviously, in time, what made you decide to start Foudys? Like, we obviously have spoken about this before, but everyone on our live is interested to know. How did Foudys be? How was it born?
Birth of Foudys.
I basically was at the 2019 World Cup, and I was just sick of seeing like everybody turning up to games in like Beckham shirts and like the USA fans wearing like Pulisic shirts. I'm like, USA, you've won this 3 times so far. Like, why are you not wearing women's football shirts? Yeah. Why? You've got 3 stars. You should be proud. But basically, fans were just saying to me like, we can't access the product. So I was like, surely someone must be doing something about this. And then when I got back to the UK, I realised there were no female founders at the top of sports retail. Like, there was no one who was like out there fighting for women's football and for women in football. And I was like, go on then, I'll give it a go.
Let's go.
2 years later, in an England training top, talking to you.
Oh, how you didn't think you'd end up here, did you?
Didn't see
Of all the places.
as one of my futures, but here we are.
I guess, Al, do you want to go?
Yeah. I was gonna say, do you remember the first time you saw a shirt that was Foudys made at a game and like thought that was Foudys?
Do you know what? There was like, there is still moments now where it's really weird because, say, I go to the Emirates, and like you look out in the stadium, it would be impossible to be like, that's definitely one of our shirts. But we did Man United shirts before Man United did Man United shirts. So like, if you ever saw a WSL Man United women's shirt in like the first interim period before the club launched them, I was like, there is only one place that person could have got that shirt.
You did the Man United shirts before the women's shirts before the team actually even did them?
Oh, Man United, Man City,
No
West
biggie.
Ham, like the list goes on and on and on. Yeah, we did Barcelona shirts before Barcelona did Barcelona shirts. So like when I say that, I mean in the correct font for the women's team, which is so specific. And for me, it was never about like pretty font on the back of a shirt or like proper personalization. It was about like equality. It just felt like such an easy thing to do. Like I could do it in my bedroom. Surely you can do it, Man United. You're like one of the biggest clubs in the world. So yeah.
When was that shift when then the team started doing it? Or are you still waiting for some teams to actually start using the proper print, font, etc.?
Like it's so funny because like people probably already know this. From Newcastle, I'm a big Newcastle United fan and follow the women's team really closely. And the kit got released yesterday and I was waiting with bated breath to go on the website and get a women's shirt. Like, even though obviously I can make it myself, like that's my club and they're not selling the women's name sets. And that makes me really sad because the women have been promoted to the championship. So they're in the second division now. So I'm like, oh, Newcastle, you really missed a trick there. And that's just, it's really common. You kind of go, oh, and then you go, well, it's my business to do those shirts. Like, so I should be like, yay, you know, it's more business for me. But I'm like, no, I want the clubs to like help accessibility to the women's game, and they're always going to be able to do more than I can do, surely, like as an individual. But yeah, it still happens all the time, guys. It's like so common.
It must feel like a bit of a catch-22 because obviously if they're not doing it and you do it, it's filling in the space. Like you've got the business, but at the same time, if Newcastle United is your home team, like you want to see the movement of the game, particularly at home, right? Like that's extra important.
Well, actually, like when I first launched the company and I got WSL rights to do the proper WSL detailing, I was really nervous because I thought the clubs will catch on. But actually, as the clubs started to catch on, the business started to grow more because basically people then knew they could get WSL shirts. So what was happening where the clubs were messing up, like I can't even like list the amount of times we've been sent a photo of someone who's been like, ordered a Leah Williamson Arsenal shirt and it came with like a Premier League sleeve patch on, like Leah Williamson, like come on, like just like the real basics. And then what they do then is they revert to Foudys because we don't own Premier League. Like we can't do it. We can't mess up in that way.
Yeah, you've got the one. You do the one option, and it's the one that they want.
So it actually helped us really, like when the club started to do it. But more than that, I want fans to have multiple accessibility. Like I don't just want them thinking like we're the only ones that do it. I want all the clubs to do it, and then we're just the best at doing it. You know.
I kind of had a question about like feeling the fear. Like, is there a point where you felt the fear and you did it anyway when you were creating Foudys? Like, can you remember a time when you like sat and you thought, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this? Or did you never have that?
Every day I feel like that. But like, I think that's imposter syndrome as like a woman. I want to own it now because I think like people will maybe look at me and be like, oh, she's so full of confidence. She'll just walk into a room. I'll be like an idiot on TikTok live or like not real. And they'd be like, oh, she's so confident. She can like do anything. And like,
yeah, you do come across with like a great, like your confidence, your delivery, like even before this call and you were like, ask me anything, it's fine. Like
I'm open book and I want to be like, what I want to do is inspire people to think like, if I mess up, it's fine. Like if it doesn't work out, it's fine. Like the amount of things Arbin will be able to like confirm this. Arbin works with me and has worked with me since day dot, since I was in my bedroom printing shirts. Arbin like joined my football club Manchester Laces and was like, I'd love to print shirts with you. And then like,
I
didn't know Arbin was an OG.
Arbin, my child. Well, like mother and daughter. So like, yeah, we've been together since pretty much the beginning like of this journey. But like Arbin will confirm how many things that I've launched that just haven't come into fruition, and I'm like, okay, we move next. Like that's not worked.
Oh my god, I want to
have an attitude of like, what is the end game to create accessibility for women's football fans and players, like women's football players, to product. That like one of the biggest things for me is about the sizing of clothing, because very quickly after I launched the business, I was still buying football shirts in like the normal way on the normal websites. And I remember being like, I really wanted the Norway shirt, like the Norway 2019 World Cup shirt. I couldn't find it anywhere. And I ordered a medium women's fit that I found on like eBay or something. And it rocked up and I was like, this must be a fake, because I couldn't get it over my head. And then it quickly came to the realization when I looked on like the Nike like sizing sections that I was a double XL, and I was like, no way, like I'm a medium, like, and I felt immediately so self-conscious, and I felt so worried about my body, and I was like, have I eaten too much? Like, what's going on? Like, really self-conscious about myself. And I thought, I can't impact like directly the fabrics coming out, but what I can impact is the brands from within. Like, what I can do is be the woman in the room going, the sizes aren't right. Mm-hmm. So I flew out to Portland to Nike HQ in 2022. It was just after the Euros, I think, from memory. And they like listened to me for hours about all of my like fabric nuances and all the things that I had to say. And then they're releasing new sizing as of this year. So all the sizing has been changed to be more reflective of the female body, which is like one of the main reasons why I think it's amazing what we do at Foudys, because we can impact so much in the women's game that no one even ever sees.
That's so interesting, because literally you've said that, and it's like straight away people have commented straight away about how they absolutely relate. Like, Holly's put, as a plus size gal, sizing honestly scares me. I haven't bought my first shirt yet because of it. Katie's put, she had the same experience trying to get a Netherlands shirt in 2021. Like, I feel like, and so straight away, Nike's awful sizing. My England shirt is an XL and I'm a medium. Like, I wouldn't even think to check sizing before I ordered it, and I'd be good. Like, and it does affect you.
What
like,
I hate the most
in your head straight away.
What I hate is as well, like labeling it women's fit and men's fit. Like, I'm less of a woman because I can't fit in the women's fit.
Yeah.
Like, for me, it's a style choice. Like, it's a curved fit and it's a straight fit. So on Foudys, it's all about style. So like, do you like something that's like hourglassy, or do you like something that's like more loose fitted? And like, that was an immediate change we made. And I thought I'd get like, can I swear?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought I'd get bollocked by like the brands. Like, don't change the way that we
Bollocked was such a tame word.
We've got a section next that's called I had absolutely no fucking idea about, so.
And I was just nervous about like that I'd get told off, but they were like, Nike, like, sweet, like, really good idea, like changing it to curve fit and straight fit. No customers ever complain. No one's ever like, what is that? They're like, yeah, it's a style choice. It's not a gender. Yeah. Like it's a cut of a fabric. And
I actually just spoke to a friend about my first shirt my dad got me, and I was 14, and I was going through that really awkward stage of just growing, and my hips, like, I felt so self-conscious in the shirt because it was so tight on my hips, but then everywhere else it was loose. And I just remember being like, I don't want to wear these clothes. We have so many questions for you coming in, by the way, on the comments. I don't know if you can see them, but the first one was, Foudys, how did you get the name?
Yeah, so we're named after, it was really stupid to do this. Like, big business tip to all of you out there. Don't name a business after somebody that exists that you don't know and you're not friends with. So I named my business after a woman called Julie Foudy. Julie Foudy was in the 1999 US Women's National Team. They won the World Cup. I didn't know her. She just was like someone I looked up to. But the reason I looked up to her, not just because she was an amazing footballer who won the World Cup and Olympics and all sorts, but because she was like a talisman of change. Like, she went out and like changed the game for future female sports people, like helped to develop like university schemes to allow scholarships for people like accessing university for free in America. And as a result, they dominated world football for years and years and years and years, and various other sports. And then in 2022, I got investment, and the investors were like, so Julie Foudy, like, is she behind all this? It's like, she doesn't know anything about this. Like,
she doesn't know it exists.
They were
Asked her about it, she would not have a thing.
They're like, you need to ask Julie if she's okay with this. Cut forward 2 years, I like stay with her in Los Angeles at her house. Like,
okay, so now you're friends.
Actually, do maybe name your business after someone you don't know, but you really want to meet one day.
Okay, yeah. Everyone out there's like, Williams.
I'm going to name a brand after Lucy Bronze.
Yeah.
I'm going to make a brand called Bronze. Bronze. Tea time.
It worked out beautifully because Julie is like an icon, and like she's like genuinely someone that will like drop me a WhatsApp and check in and see how I'm doing. And whenever I go out there, like we see each other. Like, I'm going to the US Women's National Team game with Auburn in a few weeks in New York, and like Julie's like, come to our hotel, hang out with the 99ers. So like Mia Hamm, Brendan Chastain, like legends. It's like a weird dream nightmare because I'm nervous, you know, like, oh no, I'm gonna walk in naked by mistake or something.
Yeah.
But it's also like, wow, I did not see my life going this way. That's awesome.
And someone asked, when did Foudys start? Like, when was the date it was created?
So like officially, this is like terrible, again, sports retail advice. I launched on the 13th of December 2020 because I'd been basically emailing back and forth with the company that made WSL lettering. And I was like, as soon as they say yes, I'm going live. And that was months and months and months of negotiation. Basically, like, are you that registered? And like, for anyone that like doesn't know much about what that means, essentially, I was like, no, I do not earn over 80 grand a year. So I'm not that registered. I'm just me in my bedroom with like £3.50 in my bank account working in a pub. No, I don't. I'm not that registered. So it was like a massive rigmarole going live. And I got the go ahead. We will let you get WSL font on the 12th of December. And I launched on the 13th of December 2020 with like this terror. Anybody that was on the original website, like, I'm not anything to do with like website development. I'm not a businesswoman. I just
Now it looks stunning. So it's definitely, let's pretend it never looked bad. It looks great now.
Oh yeah, exactly. Like, let's pretend this is the version we landed on. This is like, you know, edit 550 or something.
Someone said the Foudys New Year's email that was sent this year was so brilliant, so genuine and honest.
Oh, thank you so much. Like, so we sent this email out that was literally just like a written like review of the year from myself that was like, sorry for the errors. Like, you know, we're not sitting here pretending to be absolutely perfect. And I think one of the things that people respect is like honesty, but also like we are genuinely like a group of women and Nick working at HQ. And like we are just there trying to like change the game and trying our absolute best. We're not a giant company, and I think people respect that and like that about us. I hope they like that about us, if anything. But yeah,
I think one of the things that when we met you all at St George's Park, is the first time that I think I met anyone that was Foudys that wasn't just yourself. And I was saying to Arvin the other day, and I was like, I didn't realise how much of like a family you are. Like, it genuinely felt like when you like brought Nick over before we knew it, he was telling us like all his dating stories and he was like mincing around, and I was like, oh my god, I love it. And that's your like everyday work. Like,
yeah,
that's so
like, we've like always got dogs in the office and stuff like that. Like it is really like really good energy, really good vibes. But like most importantly, it genuinely is an environment where people care about women's football, and that was a big thing for me. So like we will play replays of the FA Cup final on the TV screen in the corner. Like we will have Sky Sports on to try and like capture who the transfer window is like bringing in. Like we are in the chat, Arden will confirm, but we're in the chat being like, oh my god, have you seen what's just happened? Like if something happens in the women's football world, we are genuinely like interested in on it with like talking about it. It's something that we really care about, and most of us either play women's football or like take an active interest in the community as well, which I think makes a huge difference. I hope that's apparent to the outside world.
Yeah, definitely.
Brian says, how do I move in?
We actually have some jobs that have been promoted recently on our socials. So like,
that's how you move in.
I, by the way, do not do any recruitment because I can't be trusted. Basically,
you're going to get a lot of messages. Hi, Helen.
I'm late to things. I'm late, as you know. I miss messages. You'd basically arrive for your recruitment meeting and I'd be like, oh man, I'm not even in the country. I forgot. Sorry. I can't be trusted.
So someone's put, and what did you do before Foudys? And I remember you telling me like the advice that you gave me the last time we met was like, try everything. It might work, it might not. So what were you doing before Foudys?
So I work for a company called Stagecoach Performing Arts. Everyone thinks it's the bus company, but not the bus company. And I looked after, Courtney knows.
I went to Stagecoach. I was a Stagecoach galley.
I bet you did. So like my job was to look after like the business owners, but like my career has been so varied. Like I work for a car wash company, like I've done bar jobs. I also worked for a company called Go Mammoth in London where we did football leagues and like ran five-a-side leagues, and I really love that job. But like what I was saying to Ali, or like one of my things was I was in a really good, stable job where I like was really well respected and I was really comfortable, and I was like, I want to use the word satisfied. Everything was just fine. And then this idea about this business popped into my head about doing it and going for it. And like the happiest that I think I felt in a long, long time, genuinely, the happiest I probably felt my whole life was doing pub shifts 3-4 times a week in my 30s, and then work on Foudys in the day on this idea that I just knew was awesome. And I'd left a really comfortable environment with a company car and all that stuff. Best decision I ever made. And I'm not like condoning everyone quitting their jobs and like running off into the sunset.
Everyone's going to send you a message after this, being like, I quit my job, what do I do now? And you're like, I'm sorry.
Thanks, Helen.
I'm like, whoa.
I quit my job because of Helen Hardy.
But like, I just think that for me, it was like so fulfilling doing something that every day I like leapt out of bed to be like, right, how can I make change in a community I really care about? And I think that's why we've done so well, because I think it's evident how much we care as a group. I hope it is. Like, this isn't a facade. I travel the world to watch the Lionesses, and I'm like a big Newcastle United women's fan. And I really, really care. Anyone that saw me at St James's Park the other day, like storming out the stadium, will know how much I care. It's like, what is this?
Absolutely fair. Do you want to use that then as a segue to absolutely caring about the game to the next section, which we're 8 minutes late for, but we're never on time, so that's absolutely fine. We've got that
started late, so I was like, it's fine. We started a bit late.
So, section, was it 3?
Sorry
4?
about
Where'd you go?
friend just called me. Did you see that I just disappeared?
Just went, whoop.
How rude that my best friend doesn't know I'm on a live.
Is she not watching? How best is this friend?
Well, precisely. Sorry, continue.
So I had absolutely no fucking idea about section this week. I mean, we'd have had to have been living in a hole today to not realise Thornaby FC Women, girls, 100 girls and women, all the teams have been cut. What are our thoughts to start off with? Try in.
First, who's going first?
Oh God, I don't want to go first.
I'll go first. What an outrage.
Outrage.
No, so I got a message last night. I was actually watching Married at First Sight Australia because lock it in. It was great. I know, I'm well behind because I sacked it off. I kissed a girl. Huh?
I've never watched it. I need to watch it.
Well, I only like the Australian version. Like, it's
Do
the accent.
not say I kissed a girl, because I will segue. So don't even
Okay,
think about
I sacked off Married at First Sight for that. I've come back to it. But then I was watching it last night and I got like 3 messages from people saying like, this decision has just gone through today. Have you seen it? And it's from people who either I think are on either on Thornaby FC or they are like friends with someone who's on it. And they're like, literally, this committee's just made this decision. So I guess for anyone who doesn't know, the committee, I think, we're mad at a guy called Trevor. I know that he was serious in the decision process. No one's happy with Trev. Decided to cut all the women's teams, all the girls' teams, and it's left 100 girls and women without a team anymore.
Like, I think for me, my biggest frustration is in this industry, sorry to sort of blow my trumpet, but it is I run a football club. So I run a club called Manchester Laces, and we are, I think, still the only like affiliated club that is solely a women's team. Like, we have no brother club. Like, we launched as a women's team, like an inclusive space. And like the thing that gets me about it is the excuse that's always made is that like, oh, but the men's team makes more money. Amateur football and low level football doesn't make money, it loses money. Like, we don't make money. Like, this isn't a money making exercise. It's like a community driver to get more people in. So it's like nonsensical, because you can't even spin the lie that it's like the men's team generates us more money. Like, with the growth of the women's game, the same amount of women would want to, and girls would want to access that team as men and boys. Like, it's nonsensical. Like, that for me is my biggest frustration, is that like, at least in the past they could spin a lie and be like, oh, but like the reason why Liverpool men got a fireworks display and we didn't put any money into Liverpool women is because like the men make us loads of money. And I'm like, oh, it's wrong, but like, how do you argue with that?
Yeah.
They don't make any money from this amateur team. They just cut women because they don't like women. Like, that's it.
And I feel like that's what they're trying to do. Like, I made a post about it this morning, and mix it. You know when it's made the For You page of people who are not your people, when you start getting comments that are literally like, oh yeah, but do the women make any money? And I'm like, it's a girls' team. Like, do the little boys' team make any money? No. Like no one's going like
under 8s.
Yeah, no one's going like, you know what? Have you got your tickets for the weekend? We're off to the pitch. It's time to watch Thornaby FC. Like, they're not getting crowds from London. Like, it's a local team. Like, no one's watching the boys or the girls.
And anyone else go on Google Maps and was like, where is
I was like, oh, North East. I was like, it's near Grimsby.
Not a clue. But yeah, legit, just to highlight, like, this is not some like team that's like fighting to get into League 2 or conference or anything where they might generate ticket sales. It's literally like, we are cutting women because women don't matter as much as men. And it's at amateur level. That's like the reality of it. It's like, one part of me, like, having played prior to the Euros win, I think like life is like pre the Euros win and post the Euros win, as in like everything changed for the better like then. But you know, I'm an old gal, and when I used to play in my like early 20s, I used to play for this team, and there were some quite young players. It was maybe like 16, 17. They were really talented. One of them was at the Chelsea Academy and playing for my team, you know, like really, really good women's players. And I just remember going to like a cup final one day, and like one of the mums dropping the 16-year-old off, and I was like, "You're not staying? We've got a cup final." She's like, "No, my 7-year-old's got like a regular fixture over there," and looked over, and it was the boys playing over there. It's like, your 16-year-old daughter is in a regular amateur cup final, but your 7-year-old little boy is the focus and where the energy is being put. And that is how I still feel that it is. It's like those 7-year-old boys hold more value than the 7-year-old girls, and that kills me. But I might be wrong, and people can shout me down and say that I'm wrong. Like, I might be wrong, but that's the energy I feel, and that's the energy I used to get back in the day.
I saw a comment that was on it that was like, this may be reversed, which is great, and what might happen even more is there's obviously that Brit Cab who straight away were like, we're pulling our sponsorship for the men's team because we don't agree with it. And it was a guy, that's what I like, it's a man who's the director, and he's pulled out his sponsorship and said, I'm not doing it, I'll do it for the women's but not for the men's. But someone commented saying something like, it's amazing that this might be reversed because of the hype and the noise, but all it's telling young girls is that in order to have the same things as little boys, there has to be a national outcry. Like, and it's so true that we all know that, you know, women come second, and we have done, but I was hoping that wouldn't be the case for so many. And it kind of does say, it says that exact message, that if you want to be able to play on a Sunday with your mates, you have to have a fight to get there. And like you said, as people have come in saying like, oh, it's about money, are the women going to pay for themselves? I'm like, everyone's paying for themselves. They've got volunteer coaches, volunteer refs. They've got a GoFundMe page for their kit. Like, I've seen everything. It's not about money at all. It's literally just, we don't want to put the effort in for women.
Well, that's like the example I gave when I was like, if it was Chelsea and they cut their girls under 17 and they kept their boys under 17 for funding purposes, it would be disgraceful and it wouldn't be acceptable, and we'd all be like saying stuff about it. But there would be the pushback that it's like those 17-year-old boys will go on to generate millions of pounds of income that will then filter down into the rest of the Chelsea Football Club. The fact is, like, I can't even remember the name of the team, but like, this is not, what are they called again?
Thornaby FC.
Reminds me of that, remember at the Thornberries?
Nigel Thornbury.
When they talked to animals. Throwback. Yeah, they're not generating income. The boys team are not generating you income. They're not. This is an amateur setup, and it is just blatant and outright sexism. That is all it is.
And also, like, I mean, Arben just said, even if it was reversed, how would they walk back in there and feel welcomed by the club? Like, they wouldn't. Those girls would not feel that way. And what frustrated me so much about it this morning when Ali was sharing like all the research that she'd done was, in my head, I've always had this idea that like, if you want something as a woman, you have to prove that you are the best in order to get it. And like, I won't do things until I know for certain I am the best. I won't apply for a job because one thing I don't suit perfectly. And what annoys me about the whole situation is they won. They were the best. They proved that they were the best. They won the tournaments, both the under 14s and the under 16s. And yet that was still wasn't enough. Like, there is no logic when you're like, but they were your best team.
Yeah, it's literally on the same day that they won the tournament, their team got cancelled. Like,
it does feel like odd to me, like the parents of these girls and women, because or the independent women that are coming along to train there, because like one of the reasons for me setting up my own team was to create like an inclusive space where I felt like we were the most important people, where there wasn't like a men's team to like take funding from us, where it's like, I want to go out and win that brand contract, and we're going to be in the sickest kit, and we're going to look the best, and we're not going to get hand-me-downs, because we're going to build the kit around us. And so it does baffle me that like parents would be like, I'm going to continue sending my daughter there until the bitter end, because I'd be like, no, screw this. Like, I don't want my daughter going here where she's a second-class citizen. Like, I hope and I pray, and like I genuinely did look it up on a Google Maps to see if we were anywhere near it, so we could maybe like open the door. It's miles and miles and miles away. It's like 58 miles away from here. But I'm like, I hope and pray there is another club down the road going, come here.
Yeah.
Like, give us your monthly fees. We will create a space for you. We absolutely love the fact that you won leagues, like you've won tournaments, you've won leagues. Like, you are welcome here. Like, we're going to help you and develop you and support you to grow as young girls and as women. Like, you pray that there is a club down the road, just like,
so there has been
here we go.
5 teams or something have opened up their doors and sent messages straight away saying that they can join their teams instead. But it's one of those things, isn't it? It's like, that is great, and I love that there's the community side that will happen, but it's sad that, like, I think about my netball team, and if tomorrow they were like, oh, you can't, it's not a real thing anymore, join another team, and we'd have to split, I'd be gutted, because I love like getting down to the court and then seeing my mates. And you feel that from like so young, like being on a team, like that's like the best bit of it.
One of the things that like scares me for women, and like maybe like slightly risky here in saying this, but like that it will take, and this is from experience, it will take one negative experience for someone to say, I'm never playing football again, for a woman or girl, like a girl or a woman. And like that can be as little, like, and it's happened in Manchester United. I'm not going to like sit here and be like, we're like perfect and like nothing's ever gone wrong. You know, like it can be an aggressive moment on the football pitch from another participant, and they're like, never again, like it just isn't worth it. I'll just go and do another sport, or I just will never play again. And that's terrifying, because like, this is our national sport, and already we've been cut out of playing it for, 50 plus years. And like, only really now are we getting our moment in the sun, and like, we're hearing stories like this. So only really now we're turning this really amazing corner where like every woman and girl should feel like, they can access anywhere, they can go for it at any club, where all clubs should be going like, how do we make this space as welcoming as possible? And you hear stories like this, but like, I hate to be negative, I sit in the FA forum meetings with like the 40 other club like owners of all of the other women's teams, and the stuff that they come out with, and like the misogyny, and like it is predominantly a white male environment, and then there's me in the corner like the little lesbian, right? with all my opinions. And it is still like, it, as much as we're growing, and what is it, 12,000 registered teams now in the UK, like we're going up from 5,000 prior to 2022 Euros, like massive growth. But I'm scared, because with that growth, like, have we really developed our thinking? Like, have coaches developed the way they talk to players? Are we like maintaining and retaining women and girls players in those clubs, or are they leaving like quickly because they're not the most welcoming environments, because they're treated as second-class citizens, like they're given hand-me-downs or whatever?
Do you think, kind of based on what you said, do you think that when that committee made this decision, that they were so, haven't noticed, there has been obviously like a change in the mood of the country, right, the past 2 years. We won, again, women had to prove themselves to the ultimate ability, they won the Euros, and then everyone was like, oh my god, this is football, that's all right. And do you think that these men up in, like, I get it when I go home sometimes to Grimsby, it's not quite as in touch with the rest of the country sometimes in the mood. And do you think that they've done this committee decision and thought no one will care? Like, this is the obvious decision, cut the women's. And then they've woken up in the morning to a shitstorm and been like, oh god, people care about women.
Well, they said it was an emergency meeting. So I'm like, what was the emergency?
Honey, what was the emergency?
What was the emergency? Like, what was the rush?
We have different definitions of an emergency.
We
It's
need to
also
cut
like
the women's
one
team. It's
thing-
emergency. Why?
It's like one thing to pull back. You know how we spoke before about like I'm constantly like doing things that just don't work out, and then I'm like, oh well, we move next thing. Like that happens all the time. Like that happens all the time with Manchester Aces, and it happens all the time with Foudys. But like there's like pulling a team because you're like this just isn't working. Like it hasn't got legs. It's just not moving forward. And then there's pulling your entire half of your structure like that supports women and girls. Like it's mind-boggling that they wouldn't think that this would have even like local legs, like even like the local community would be like, what are you doing? Like
I totally expected no backlash at all.
it's wild. It's absolutely wild. Like and you know what's gonna happen? They're gonna retract the thing, the statement, they're gonna retract the opinion, they're gonna like welcome the team back in, or like they're gonna try and keep girls going, or they're going to say we found extra funding or whatever that looks like. They will backtrack. They will, because now they're just under immense pressure and it's a really bad look for them.
I have a feeling, it's a feeling and a hope, I'm not sure, but I really want, surely there's loads of little businesses now around who've seen, and yeah, they won't be doing it fully because for the love of the women's game, they'll be doing it because they're like, this could get me a little bit of money, like a little bit of notice. They've seen what's happened to them and been like, we'll sponsor you to make your own team. Like, and that's just a women's team, like Manchester Aces, like just a team that's not reliant on the men's, and they'll fund it. And I just think that would be such like a happy ending to this, because like you said, they're not going to feel welcome. I think all the committee members who voted for cutting the women's team have left today, like that was in the news as well. So they've gone, but you're still not going to feel like...
They made the decision and then they all left.
Well, the chairman voted to keep it. So he made a big statement saying, I want to make it clear, Gary, his name was Gary.
Gary
Morris. Gary Morris, that I did not say to cut the teams. He was like, I was against it. I wanted to keep the women's teams. This is a disgrace. I'm devastated for the women. This isn't right. He did a big statement. And then I think following the uproar, by midday, it's a whole Boris Johnson situation. They've resigned. They've gone. They've fucked up. They made a bad decision. Everyone's kicked off and they've gone, oh shit.
What I love about Gary Morris's statement is that he's so detailed, where he's like, I knew this was a bad idea, and so did one other member of the board. He basically says, me and another great person, we knew it was a mistake, and you can all figure out who the other one is, and the rest are out. And I was like, that is so like me and my friend.
And he made the statement straight after the announcement as well. So he knew there was going to be a shitstorm, and he was like, I'm getting my name out there as the good guy.
Yeah. When it first came out, like somebody in like the AF league, like one of the leagues I'm in, like posted a Facebook statement from, I think the club itself, like basically saying we're removing all the women's teams. But the statement had no punctuation in it at all, like not a comma or a full stop or anything to like, and it was a really big paragraph. And I said to the group chat, like, can somebody fill me in on what is going on? They were like, it's right there. And I was like, I'm not breathing as I'm reading it. It was like, and we are regretting that we are making that. And I was like, I can't understand this. Like, somebody fill me in. There was no like certain stops. So it did take me about an hour to decipher what had happened. And someone like sent me a link to an actual article. And I was like, oh.
What I love is that your brain, if there are no full stops that you can see, will not breathe.
I won't breathe.
I get that.
Read it.
Actually, Ali, you do. If I sent Ali a load of messages with no full stops, because my grammar's, I don't put grammar in text.
Now how to ventilate trying to read it.
Ali goes, this is erratic. She was like,
So
oh my God.
Courtney and I message, and both of us are of a similar energy, and we just caps lock each other the whole time, like shout everything at each other. Like, how is your day going? Like,
I'm kind of on board with both, but Court does this thing, and a lot of people do it, and I do it sometimes, but if you do it in the morning when I'm not ready, and you like, you put like, I've had this, and then that, and this, and that, and I'll be here, and then that, and I'm like, I read it, like, and then before I know it, my heart's racing, and I'm like, what did she actually want to tell me? I don't know.
He sent me a text this morning, went, this is great. Could you summarize this in one segment? And I had to be like, and then I summarized it twice, and she went, okay, I didn't need it twice, but like, thank you.
You should have like a don't message me before 9 a.m. vibe.
Yeah, but also I'll message just before bed, so I'll like drop some things being like, I'm thinking this, and then blah, blah, blah. And then within the space of 5 minutes, I go to sleep. Like, I'm a person like phones down and I'm asleep. And Ali will call me 6 minutes after I've sent the message and be like, why the fuck is she not picking up? And I'm like, honey, when that phone's down and I'm fast asleep.
I don't know if I wrote it down. Last night you sent me, ring me. I've got all these ideas. And then I must have been about 10 minutes. It was like 11 o'clock. And then I went to ring you, nothing. And I was
like, sorry, I was asleep.
Me and Carl have this all the time where I say something like really serious and out there, or like something really planny, like, you know what, I do think we should do something this weekend that's quite serious. And she's like what? And I'm like, good night. And then I'm out, I'm gone. Like, it's not like it's on and off. I'm like, long day, bye. And she's
to be
like,
fair, we can do that.
What did that mean? Like, what is going on? Like,
yeah, but now I use mouth tape. Have you guys seen this?
No.
Okay, imagine this. You're like my girlfriend. I'm sharing like an emotional moment with you before bed. And then she's still talking, but she hasn't noticed that I'm like this. And I sleep with
What is that?
mouth tape. So you put this over your mouth.
Why?
So you can nose breathe when you sleep. It's way better for your health. Why am I sharing this now? I don't know.
I did not know this.
What the fuck? It's
Oh
like
my God.
a retainer.
It
Like,
I thought it was something else. I was like, Court, no.
Not now.
Babes.
I can't believe the amount of jip you gave me for sleepwalking. And you like Bane when you sleep. What?
it's only recent. Basically, like, I used to wear a retainer, and you know when the retainer goes in, like, nothing's going to happen then, because you're like, honey, I'm off to sleep. Now imagine your partner's like, yeah, I really love you, and I'm thinking, and then just ask me a question, I can't speak, my lips are duct taped together.
That would stress me out. I would wake up and feel like I couldn't open my mouth, and I'd forget it was on, I'd panic. I'd think, you know, like on The Handmaid's Tale when they staple their mouths together?
I've not got that far.
That's how I'd feel. Think about that when you go to sleep tonight.
To be fair, it's only been it's not been long. I used to do it just on half the mouth, and then it felt like, okay, at least I've got this little bit if I need it.
What? So, sorry, one more time from the top. What is this doing for you?
Okay, so I'm really bad with sleep. Like, I never sleep through the night, and I always wake up. Like, I wake up every hour, 2 hours to, like, move position or just, like, stir. And basically, if you nose breathe, there's like so many good things about being a nose breather, because there's like a filter basically. Whereas when you mouth breathe, Helen's like, fuck off.
No, I'm out. Tapping out.
When you mouth breathe, it doesn't go through like a full-on filter system.
You have some scientific articles about this up, because it sounds like you've been TikTok influenced.
I do have some scientific articles. Basically, it just forces you to nose breathe, and that's like a lot better. Supposedly it helps with sleep. Since I've done nose breathing, I haven't woken up in the middle of the night once. And I wake up feeling a lot more like, but I do wake up like, so you win some, you lose some.
Wow. I like don't have a problem with sleeping through the night, so I'm going to stick with just open mouth breathing. But if it's ever something that happens, I'll give you a call.
Anyway.
I don't know what we're talking about. About how quickly you go to sleep.
Rapid texting.
I don't know. Anyway, do you want to go to...
How do I know if I'm a mouth breather or a nose breather? I'm asleep. I know. I'm thinking the same thing, Ollie.
I know. I'm a mouth breather.
Just know. I wake up with a dry mouth and like...
I don't wake up with a dry mouth, but my sister told me when I was really young, because we used to share a bed, the three of us, and my sister used to tell me that if I slept with my mouth closed, I'd suffocate and die. And I haven't been able to unframe 10 years of sleeping with my mouth open.
You wouldn't do well with a mouth tape. You think you're going to suffocate and die.
Exactly. I'd be so stressed.
I just cannot believe you just went and showed us your black mouth tape.
That was one I used last night. You use a new one every night, obviously, because it loses its stickiness.
Doesn't sound very good for the environment.
I'm surprised you don't get like a clown like line around your lips.
I'll send you a photo later.
Yep.
Have you ever forgotten that you had it on?
Straight with my girlfriend and be like, what the fuck?
To be fair, only last night was my first night of doing a full one over. And I did wake up a few times and go, ah! But then I was like, oh, it's fine. It did freak me out.
I couldn't do it.
Sorry, literally, Arbin was like, how did we get here from Thornaby FC?
Is the mouth tape expensive? I was thinking the same thing.
It's not expensive. It was like a tenner for like a whole pack.
How many sleeps does that get you?
I don't know, but my sleep's been really good. I haven't done it long enough to be like conclusion. My sleep has been really good.
I honestly think,
Really refreshed.
don't tell Maddie when she gets back and just roll over with that on in the night.
I sent her a photo and she was like, "No, did I send it to her? Who did I send it to?"
What a treat.
Anyway.
Do you want to go to the I'm proud of section since we've babbled?
We have, but it's been beautiful. Sorry, Helen. I think Holly, ages ago, I wanted to read out one of the comments, said she wants to be you when she's older. She was like, I'm only 22, but I still want to be Helen.
Oh, that's really sweet. I wouldn't want to be me, but we move.
I would want to be you.
Molly's commenting, this is why I love it here. We go from football to mouth tape. It's the only place. It's the only place it can happen.
Sorry. Ali, I put a new portrait up of me.
Oh, what happened to you like that as a child?
This is there.
Oh, just there.
That's learning, Courtney. Ali, you introduce I'm proud of. You go.
Okay, so Helen, I think we've made you do the I'm proud of section before a few times. So at the end of our lives every week, we do a section where we say we're either proud of something that we're proud of that week. So either proud of yourself, proud of your friend, proud of anyone, and then everyone comments, tippity taps what they're proud of too. And it's just wholesome.
I love that.
You're wholesome. Cool, have you got one ready?
First I'm going to read someone's comment saying, I'm so inspired by all of your advice on how to, I want to be more like, actually it's yous. I want to be more like yous because I love yous. Oh,
Yeah.
Helen and all at Foudys. Proud of Beth Mead for standing up against, I think this is it, Dean Thornaby. Thornaby? Nigel Thornaby. That's how I'm going to remember it. Do I have a proud of? Well, I've done something reckless today, and I'm quite proud of it, but I don't know if it's going to be chaos or good. And actually, speaking to Helen today, it's been like, okay, you can do the fear and do it. I'm taking a show to Edinburgh Fringe in August, and I found out today. I applied today, and I'm doing it, and I don't have a show. And it's going to be fucking hilarious and great, and I can't wait, and I'm proud of myself.
We're all planning a trip to go, so Helen, Arden, if you want to get on board, we're off to Edinburgh.
Well, we were chatting about obviously our musical trip. Maybe we
My
coincide with
education.
I
am ready.
Yeah.
I am bringing my cat as well. I messaged all these B&Bs being like, can I bring a cat? And they were like, okay. And I was like, am I bringing my cat to Edinburgh Fringe? I think I am.
Oh my god, I can't wait to meet your cat. Well, I'll meet them before then, I'm sure. But I am the biggest cat lover.
Arden said, can we go watch Waitress? That is the one that keeps coming up because I think Emma's a big fan of Waitress.
Emma Oldfield was going to say is a big Waitress fan. Has a Waitress tattoo.
Yeah, she's really a fan.
Yeah.
I know nothing, so I am going with the advice.
I'll do Waitress.
As long as it's not Les Mis, because I really didn't enjoy that, and that's the only one I've seen.
Like Les
Oh
Mis
my
either.
god, you just don't jump in the deep end with Les Mis. I
just thought if you're gonna go hard or go home. Go ham. I went in.
It's quite sad, and I didn't like it.
Famously, it's quite miserable.
Yeah, everyone's Les Miserables.
You say, right, so I was at football tonight and I was talking to one of my mates who were like, what's your favourite? And I was like, I can't even deny it's Hamilton. They were like, why do you love Hamilton so much? And I was like, don't say it. I went, I really just feel aligned to Alexander Hamilton. They were like, the founding father of America. I was like, yeah. They were like, that is the most you thing to say ever, for me to be like, I remind myself of the founding father of America.
The founding father of Foudys. So.
Founding father of Foudys. The founding Foudy father.
In the side of a rock, shouldn't I? God damn it.
Do you have your I'm proud ofs before we go to the comments? Because they're popping up.
I don't even know whether I'm even supposed to talk about this, but it's I can say it, whatever. So I'm proud of my resilience for years and years and years to work towards launching the NWSL on Foudys, and we have been granted all 12 clubs for 2025.
Oh my god, someone asked us in the comments being like, will there be NWSL? And this is, that little puzzle thing's popped up, Ali. This is amazing!
Yeah.
That's so good. You were saying that was your dream.
The dream. Literally been fighting for this for 3 years. But when I say fighting, I just mean
woo!
go on one. The way that life is and I always use this as an example, but this was a bit like what it was like with the NWSL. When I wanted to get a contract with Nike to sell Nike products, which is obviously like this sort of stuff. The first conversation was like, it absolutely will never happen, but like we really respect you and like great work what you're doing. And I was like, oh my god, they like what I'm doing. Like that was my reaction, not I'm not gonna fail. I was like, one day they'll you know, open a contract with me, and then the next conversation would be a little step forward and 2 steps back, and then maybe the next one would be 3 steps forward. The NWSL has been like the longest road I've ever been on, like winding, going into the wrong departments, as in like accidentally just talking to like a random like kit man from Orlando Pride, and then being like, I know nothing about what you want, but like it's been this like long winding road which has ended, you know, at the door of the right person, and we are being granted the kit launch, and we've even put the order in for 2025. We're doing all of the clubs as well, so like every single one of them will be on our store in 2025, which is like
that's a worthy I'm proud of. I'll give you that one.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Funny though, Arvin immediately commented, there goes my Canva launch campaign or something like that.
Oh, fuck it. Fuck it.
Oh well, everyone's excited. The amount of comments you've just got about people about I'm about to go bankrupt. AFC shirt.
I think people think I just take from the stock. I also buy the stock.
You did the funniest TikTok where you were like, so I haven't bought this shirt because I've been saving up because I couldn't afford it before. And I was like, wait, doesn't she not like,
just take it?
Technically I could, but then I'd have to go and talk to like the other people, like Nick and Laura. Laura's my sister. I'm scared of her. I'd have to be like, I'm taking this. I literally bought the F50s, the Adidas football boots, from my own business today. I was been all week so excited for the launch. Like on day one, I was like, yay! And I bought them from my own website.
Well, if you're gonna get them from anyway, you might as well give yourself some money back.
I'm not being funny, but like still haven't been delivered. So I'm gonna write an email in place.
Wrongly worded.
I'm sorry.
Actually.
Al, what's your I'm proud of?
So I'll be launching all of the NWS. No. I'm actually now taking on all of Brazil's football teams. What's my I'm proud of? Last week I was on a panel that I was really bricking, and it was so despite the fact that all I do in the evenings is talk about football, I actually work in pharmaceuticals, and I had to basically come out to 400 people to take part in this Pride event that they were doing, and it was called LGBT Voices Across Generation. So they were all in America on the panel, and it was like a guy who's a boomer, someone who's Gen X, I was the millennial, and then someone who was Gen Z. And then it was kind of like someone hosted it, and then it was all you basically. And for some reason, even though I present every day about stuff, I was so stressed, and I think it was just like that idea of like, oh, my team know I'm gay, and everyone else around me knows I'm gay, but like, does that man who's like the director of medical affairs in Chicago know I'm gay, and will he now have it? You know what I mean? It's so silly because like he should be fired if he has an opinion on that, but I did it.
It's a massive deal.
Yeah, it just felt, it's so funny because I think that when you come out, I know that you say all the time, like, oh, you've come out and it's done, but then you don't realise that actually, like, you have to keep on doing it.
Yeah.
Like, well, you don't have to, but when you do, I think there's like a level of empowerment. I feel that anyway. Like, I'm so proud now that it's like, I'm just like, but a few years ago, it would have, even in this conversation, I would have been like, oh, I wanted to mention my girlfriend there, but like, I was scared to say the words. Even though I'm so comfortable in it, I would like be scared to say the words. But it's such a big deal that you did that in the workplace, especially in like a traditional workplace, like well in.
Thanks, I felt really good about it. And yes, that was my I'm proud of. Is there any more?
I've got 80 messages. 80
Oh my God.
Proud of. I've been holding it at the front. So
Yeah,
I'm proud of, Holly says, I'm proud of Foudys' team for making change in the women's game and making sure women have a voice.
Oh, thank you.
Oh no, I've just missed so many.
Hold on, I'll go.
You go.
I'm proud of, I got 2 interviews this week and I'm bricking it. Good luck.
Go kill it.
Oh, also Arvin's put, you haven't been in the office, girl, I'm not paying postage, and I believe that was about your boots.
I'm proud of you for using your platform for Nigel Thornbury FC.
Proud of Lotta Wubben-Moy and all her local Arsenal initiatives. I don't
Ruby
know what
says,
that.
proud of my friend for getting trials with Leeds United Academy. Yes, go on, Ruby's friend. Arbon is so funny. I'm proud of Arbon for just being fucking funny. Honestly. Caitlin Cooper says, I'm proud of myself for taking food back in a restaurant. I've never done it before and I'm 25.
That is really scary if you've not done it before.
Actually, sorry, this is cold. Can you send it back? I could not.
Yeah, I do it. I've got better, but at one point, I'd rather have let the floor swallow me and die. I'd rather have been like punched in the face by the waitress. Like she could have punched me brought my food and punched me. I'd have been like, thank you. Like, no way would I have been complaining about anything.
Helen, so many comments are just saying like, woo, so proud of you for the shirts, and like Jen Beatty shirt, here we come. Auburn about Auburn's camber deck. Gothic shirts. So many people saying they're going bankrupt. No more £40 shipping. OMG! Yay!
Yes, that was like the massive part of like wanting to do it, obviously, because like 40 quid. Like the only way that I ever bought the shirts was if I was like out there, and like I'm just so lucky that I get to sometimes go out there. Like how else would you access this product unless Foudys came along and won the deal? What?
Brogues, producer Brogues has put proud of all three of you, all the lovely viewers, a little bit myself, but mostly Court's mouth tape.
Proud of Ali for smashing it.
Thank you.
Oh, proud of this week playing lots of sport in the local park, not scared of being judged and just having fun.
Yes, that is what it's all about.
Oh, this proud to turn 21 in 20 minutes. Oh my gosh, happy 21st birthday celebrating with us. Auburn, proud for finally booking my USA trip. Go on, Auburn. Al, you're smashing it. There's a very proud for Ali doing so well. Absolutely smashing it.
Oh, thanks.
Oh, guys, everyone, I'm so proud of it. Proud of completing my DOV expedition yesterday and going to my first job interview. Interesting fact, I didn't know DOV was DOE. I thought it was DOV for ages. And, like, for years, I've been like, who the fuck is V? Like, Duke of V? Who is this?
Oh, I see. I was like,
Right. And Holly said, I'm also proud to just be a woman. I feel so inspired from this live.
Yes.
oh, Katie's put some mush. I can't read it out.
I can.
Proud of my lovely girlfriend. No, wait, let me do it in an accent. Proud of my lovely girlfriend and all she's doing, and all of my lovely friends smashing it too.
Oh my god, she's so cute. I can't bear it. Where is she right now, Ali? Is she outside waiting?
She's outside of the car. I've cracked the window, you know. No, she's at home.
Ali, no, Helen, this joke. Ali,
She's at home, probably crying because I took her for her first gym session with me today after netball. She finished netball, went to the gym, and I may have broken her slightly. And she's just made her first TikTok. She's very excited about it.
What is it? What is she
So
doing?
I always make mini vlogs when we go to the games. So Katie I started alive with this. When I was playing netball, she was smiling the whole time I was playing netball. And I was like, what is going on? Finished netball and she was like, I've done something. It's very exciting. And I was like, what? I mean, she was like, I'll tell you at the end, but she can't keep it to herself. And she's like, turns the phone and she's done a mini vlog of my netball game. And it was like her face to close the camera. And she's like, come on, cows! Like, my team's got cows. And at the end, she was like, I need to do a little sign off. Can you go in the car so I can do it? I was like, okay. So there will be a launch of Katie's first Ali's netball team matchday mini vlog coming soon.
Yes!
What I did love is I said to Ali when we were going to the St. George's thing, she was like, oh, Katie will be there. And I made a joke saying, oh, are you going to keep her in the car and just crack the window like a dog? And she was like, no, I won't. And I drove up and I parked next to Katie sleeping in a car with the window cracked. And I was like, yes.
To be fair, she didn't need to stay there. She just chose to.
No, it was a video that you sent as well. Someone said for next week we'll be doing queer advice. Yes, we are. So get your questions. Feel free to ask us, send us questions. Any advice or things that you want answered. And I'll be here next week, normal time. And that's it, I think, Hal.
Are you ready to round off?
I
Helen, do you have any more auditions? Apart from ruining Auburn's launch.
Yes.
You just know Auburn slammed that laptop shut full of campers through.
I'm literally going to get Helen off tomorrow morning, aren't I? We move. By the way, I don't know whether you noticed it, but my accountant Emma is also on here. And Emma was like, good to know that I'm going through the correct procedure to buy products. So, woo. So as much as like Armin's going to give me a right telling off, Emma's on here somewhere being like, Congratulations.
Good work.
Getting a pat on the back.
Helen, do you know what our sign off is?
No.
Okay, so Al, why don't you and I say the last bit, and we'll let Helen say. All you have to say is in mead, and then we'll speak, and then you say in bronze.
Okay.
Okay.
Me first.
Yeah.
In mead.
We trust.
In bronze.
We lust.
Oh, love that. Also the same.
Okay. Thanks, Helen. You've been the best.
See you guys later. See you soon.
Thank you.
Bye. Musical soon, please.
Yes, please.